Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how my grandmother makes arroz al horno. Arroz al horno, which means oven-baked rice, is a traditional dish from the Valencia region of Spain. It's usually made with rice, meat, chickpeas, potatoes, and a whole head of garlic, all baked together in the oven. It's one of my favorite foods, so I went to my grandmother's house to watch how she makes it. She doesn't really use a written recipe, but she's been making it for years and knows exactly how to do it. Today, I'll show you the whole process, from making the broth to baking the finished dish. Everything starts with the broth. My grandmother begins by simmering chicken and pork ribs in water. As it comes to a boil, she skims off the foam that forms on the top to help keep the broth clear. Next, she adds vegetables one by one: turnip, cabbage, carrot, potato, onion, parsnip, and rutabaga. Finally, she adds pre-soaked chickpeas before closing the pressure cooker. After about 20-30 minutes, the broth is rich, flavorful, and ready for the next step. While the broth continues to simmer, my grandmother starts preparing the rest of the ingredients. She heats up some olive oil in a large skillet and lightly fries the sliced potatoes, a whole head of garlic, and tomato wedges. Once they're lightly browned, she sets them aside. Next, she removes the vegetables from the broth. They were there only to give flavor to it, so they won't be used in the final dish. The broth, meat, and chickpeas stay in the pot and continue simmering. Meanwhile, she starts frying the meatballs. She cooks them until they're lightly browned, turning them so they cook evenly on all sides. They don't need to be fully cooked yet because they'll finish cooking in the oven. Once the meatballs are done, she fries the rest of the meat, including the pork, longanizas, and morcilla. Lightly browning everything at this stage adds even more flavor before it's all baked together with the rice. With most of the ingredients ready, it's time to prepare the rice. My grandmother leaves a few pieces of pork in the skillet, then adds the rice along with a little paprika. Meanwhile, she preheats the oven to 240 Celsius or 465 Fahrenheit. Once the rice is lightly toasted, she transfers it to a traditional clay baking dish. Next, she pours in the broth, including chickpeas and all of the meat from the pot, spreading everything into an even layer. Then she arranges the rest of the ingredients on top: the longanizas, morcilla, meatballs, potatoes, tomato wedges, and finally the whole head of garlic in the center. The dish goes into the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, until the rice has absorbed the broth and the top is lightly golden. After letting it rest for a few minutes, it's ready to serve.